Hello and welcome to the channel. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been quite rightly lauded for most of his reform policies. The president hasn't just stopped at trying to rejig the failing economy. He has also in the past 3 weeks signed notable bills into law, one of which is the student loan bill. While there has been a few pessimists about this bill, the general feeling is one of acceptance. But on the long run, will this student loan turn out to be an explosion waiting to happen that will blow up in all our faces? Time will tell. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Student loan. Is Nigeria ready? About 2 years ago, at the convocation of the University of Lagos, UNILOG, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, Chief of Staff to the President, who was then the Speaker of the House of Representatives, delivered a lecture. Among many other talks, he posited that a student loan scheme was one of the ways to solve the problem of funding education in Nigeria. He sponsored the bill on the matter in the National Assembly. It was not surprising, therefore, that Gbaja sold the Student Loans Initiative as a priority agenda for the administration. On Monday, June 12, 2023, Nigeria's Democracy Day, just 2 weeks into the life of the government, President Bola Tinubu announced the scholarship scheme. The speed with which the introduction of the student loans came makes one wonder if the scheme was well thought out, a misfire or a looming implosion. Is the idea of its introduction intended to placate the fuel subsidy removal or serve as one of the palliative packages? What does the government truly want to achieve? Propaganda or a solution to the university funding challenge for students from the most vulnerable families in Nigeria? Come to think about it, the idea of student loan is not entirely new. Research shows that the loan idea was in place since 1972. It did not work or was abused. The details of the promised student loan leave much to be desired. If the administrations have had many challenges with the implementation of the best of policies in this country, how Tinubu can succeed with a very porous policy such as the document being bandied around at the moment gives me serious anxiety. So if the interest of the masses or indigent students are to be served, the loan should be changed or assisted with grants. Let's take a step back a little. The idea of student loans came in 1972 in Nigeria. People who took loans never paid. Then in 1993 and 1994, the military enacted Decree 50 also set up a student loan board. This was domesticated by the National Assembly in 2004. However, within a year, it went off. Guess what? The money disappeared. How will this be different with the many hawks already hovering around power? And what, pray, is wrong with probing the activities of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED Fund, and then expanding its scope? Let's look at the 2023 Student Loan Act. Not only is the process cumbersome, the conditions are typically set to enslave an already battered youth population that other countries cherish. The student loan law provides interest-free loans to indigent Nigerian students. Students must apply to the chairman of the education bank through their respective institutions, and an applicant's income or family income must be less than 500,000 naira per annum. Applicant must provide at least 2 civil servants as guarantors of not less than 12 years in service, or a lawyer with at least 10 years post-call experience, a judicial officer, or a justice of peace. Students who have defaulted on previous loans or are found guilty of exam malpractices, felony or drug offenses will not be considered. Students with parents who have defaulted in respect of previous loans will not be considered. All applications will be submitted through the Students' Affairs Office of each institution via a list of all qualified applicants from the institution, accompanied by a cover letter signed by the Vice Chancellor or Rector or the head of the institution and the Student Affairs. The new act establishes the Nigerian Education Loan Fund domiciled with managed and administered by the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) through the money deposit banks in Nigeria. The CBN governor will set up a special committee to perform the functions of the fund. The chairman of the committee shall be the governor of the CBN, who shall appoint the secretary of the committee. Academic records of beneficiaries are to be monitored through the Student Affairs Office of each institution via a list of all qualified applicants from the institution, accompanied by a cover letter signed by the Vice Chancellor, Rector, or the head of the institution on student affairs. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. The Act stipulates that a beneficiary will begin repayment 2 years after completing the mandatory 1-year National Youth Service Corps (NYSC) scheme by having 10% of his or her monthly salary deducted into a designated bank account. Defaulting or aiding to default will attract a fine of 500,000 naira or 2 years imprisonment, or both. Funding for the scheme will be from 1% levies from the Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS), the Nigeria Immigration Service (NIS), and 1% from oil profits. This sounds very vague. The only good news is the Act. The only good news in the Act is the sound of disbursement time frame. It says application and disbursements are made within 30 days of the application reaching the chairman of the committee. However, that sound is distorted by the inhumane conditions that come with the loan. It could be argued that the conditions are designed to discourage would-be applicants. First, for the combined family earnings to be less than 500,000 naira annually, parents must earn less than 30,000 naira, which is less than the minimum wage. Besides cutting off several would-be beneficiaries, this group cannot get tax receipts, a requirement to tender, since this low wage cannot be taxed. That is a grave pointer to the plans or lack of one the federal government has for the masses. Another red flag is the list of offenses that disqualify applicants. These automatically disqualify many that are reformed and seek help to get educated and be set on the right path. Furthermore, perhaps most insensitive are the list of guarantors. How are such classes of individuals expected to sign up for indigent youths? In the first place, how are prospective applicants and all their parents expected to get access to such persons? Shouldn't prospective students be trusted with their future? And they top it all up with the bureaucratic process of accessing the loan from the applicant institution to the CBN. Since when has civil service been so efficient as to process such in 30 days? Okay, let's even be positive. But to start repaying 2 years after NYC is simply assuming too much. These institutions still have thousands of graduates yearly, with many ending up as unemployed or Okada men, commercial motorcycle riders. In most opinions, this student loan scheme simply wants to fill up the prisons that are already overcrowded. Or how else is a defaulter supposed to get 500,000 naira? That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time. Bye.